Antichrist coming in the same spirit that existed throughout the ages. It's not foreign when you look at it from that perspective. These types of things that are scriptural. And I think, when we look at CERN and tech companies that are now dabbling and trying to find this God particle and exploring the fabric between dimensions, there was a lot there when we looked at what they're doing. As you can see, this is why many believe that technology will play a part in the end times. And in the documentary, we pointed out how the beast will rise up out of the abyss, and how that scripture did say that he was alive, but will rise again. And when you look at the poll, most of those who believe that Nero or someone from the past, like Nimrod, could return some way, most of those who have that perspective, they don't refer to it as some type of reincarnation or something. No, many of these comments actually argue that somehow cloning technology could be involved to achieve such a thing. So many people commented that for people like Nimrod or Nero, who once existed, all you would need is a sample of their DNA. And modern tech has the ability to clone it. And that would provide the perfect host for Satan to possess with his Antichrist spirit. And so all I have to really say to that, I actually think it's a good argument. It's a good way of thinking. Because indeed, we now live in a day where all of the stuff that was written in the Bible about the Antichrist, technology today can make it happen. If the Antichrist is among us today, which I believe you will soon likely see is the case, there is a great chance that he may already be above the false messianic age. He may have been here already for decades. But if you look at his DNA, there's a chance that it will match a dark figure from the past. The technology today can achieve such a thing. And speaking of technology, we certainly do live in an interesting time. There's been a lot of talk recently about transhumanism and how that's on the rise, how there's going to be this merging of the artificial with human biology. And people are accepting it. Why? Because tech is now offering the possibility of immortality. Can that play a role in what we will see with the Antichrist? Something to think about. But yes, there are many people lining up, preparing themselves to live immortal. And for example, look at what Kushner has to say about that.
The one thing I've tried to put a priority on since I left the White House was, getting some exercise in. I think that there's a good probability that my generation is, hopefully with the advances in science, either, the first generation to live forever or the last generation that's going to die. And so we need to keep ourselves in pretty good shape.